Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews and Tunes. Shibbity beeby dow.
Oh.
We're back. Let's do it live.
Yeah, let's do it live.
My name is Stephen Johnston.
My name is Jesse Titus.
And welcome back for American Brews and Tunes.
Holy crap.
This is episode number 104. I just looked at
You say that apprehensively, like maybe it's not episode 104, but...
I looked at the screen and it says 102, but it also says Tony Hawk. I was like, that was...
Oh, that was two episodes ago, right? Yeah. Okay.
I just forgot to change the title of this one.
Yeah. So yeah, episode 104.
104.
This one is going to look a little bit different.
Yeah, we're still working on our respective beasts of albums, so we're going to go ahead and do... I wouldn't even call this a one-off. I would call this a free-form.
It's a free-form chat.
Yeah, it's atonal. Even that has some kind of structure. Let's just go free-form here.
It's just free-form. We're still going to be trying a beer, but we thought we'd take a break from reviewing albums and just talk about concerts that we've been to.
Yeah, our
top 5 or just concerts in general.
Yeah, that sounds
Could
like
be anything.
A great plan to me.
Yeah.
Concerts are great, but you know what else is great?
Beer.
Yes, that is exactly what I was going to say, beer. We've got a fun beer this week.
I'm excited about this one.
A collaboration from two California breweries, Stone and Modern Times.
Yes.
Which I think we've reviewed beers from both of them on the podcast.
I believe so, yeah. I'm pretty sure you've had a Modern Times beer. I know you've both had Stone beers multiple times.
I love Modern Times. I think they're both kind of from the...
Escondido area?
That's where Stone is. I think Modern Times is San Diego, and those are both fairly close
together. Yeah.
Close enough to just say, we got two San Diego breweries here, pretty much.
Yeah, what up, San Diego?
San Diego. And we love Stone. We don't have them as consistently on the podcast as we used to.
Yeah.
But
hey.
Their spot in my heart has never really been filled. It's a gargoyle-shaped
spot in your heart.
Yeah. And this has just enough wizardry to fill my gargoyle-shaped heart.
There's a little section of your heart where beer goes.
Yeah.
And there are different sections within that.
Kind of like, those little kid toys that's like a box with different cutout shapes, and you have the block, so you got to put it in the right shape.
Yeah. There are a couple different shapes in that as part of your heart.
And one's a gargoyle.
One of them is the Stone logo.
Yeah.
And the others are... One of them's a hop.
Yeah.
One of them's like a grain stalk.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a water droplet because you need water to make beer. And and all of them form the beer portion of your heart.
It's true. It's a very big portion.
Which needs to be filled on a regular basis.
Otherwise, I'm not sure what will happen. I'm not willing to gamble with that.
I don't think science has gotten that far yet.
Yeah, I'm not going to experiment with it. I'm not a scientist. Yeah. Anyways, this is the Stone and Modern Times Wizards and Gargoyles.
Yes.
It is a hazy coffee IPA.
All right. Very cool.
Now, we've had some coffee IPAs before.
Yeah,
on the
Rogue cold. What is it called? Cold brew IPA.
Yeah, and we also had a Stone coffee IPA before.
From what I remember, the Rogue one is really good.
Yes, it was quite good. I was a big fan of that. It's a very strange thing to have coffee and IPAs together because coffees don't really lend themselves to being paired with hops per se.
You'd think that.
It's standard knowledge amongst the beer folk that stouts are pretty much a good match.
Yeah, coffee goes generally better with a stout.
With maltier beers.
Yeah.
Less hoppy. You could do a porter or a brown ale. Pretty much anything but an IPA.
Yeah. But the cold brew IPA from Rogue worked really well.
Yeah, for some odd reason.
Well still.
Yeah, I think it's because the bitterness of coffee is different from the bitterness of a hop. So it's almost like you got these two competing bitterness.
They play off of each other well.
You got two different bitters? I don't know, but let's crack this can open and see what we get.
I'm hoping for a lot of coffee flavor.
I am too, but I'm hoping that the hop I don't know. I'm just really curious to see what the relationship is between the coffee and the hop.
Yeah, I guess when I say a lot of coffee flavor, like I don't want to not taste the hops. I want it to be balanced well,
Agreed.
but still have the coffee be present enough to where I'm like, yes, there's coffee in that, and not be like, I don't really taste the coffee too much.
Yeah. I want them both to be present, and I want them both to be
Present and accounted for.
interacting in a nice fashion. I like the artwork on here too. Also,
It looks cool. I enjoy the fall colors they've chosen.
It's like an 8-bit video game almost.
Yeah, they got the nice purple,
Pixelated
nice
figures,
yellow,
castle,
dark yellow. Yeah, castle.
amongst the clouds.
It's almost like it's Castlevania.
Castlevania.
Actually, I don't know. That doesn't really. Maybe they're trying to reference that. There's like a bridge and a castle.
Like the Zelda level on Mario Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, true. From the GameCube one or 64? 64, right?
I think it's
Is
the
that
one
the one you're thinking of? Where it's like gray and green?
Melee. I don't know though. Anyways, the color of this beer, it's a nice. It's not super hazy, but it's definitely hazy. I can't really see through to the other side.
Mine looks more hazy than yours.
Probably because I think you got the last of the can.
Yeah, true.
But also, it's for what I'd expect from a coffee beer. It's not dark.
Smells good.
I mean, it's got that regular like
It's like the regular like
color.
straw golden color. Yeah, maybe a bit more tan, a little bit of orange in there.
I pick up what I would expect from a malty IPA here, not like a pungent hoppy IPA.
Yeah,
It's not West Coast smelling.
Yeah, you kind of get a little bit of the citrus hop scent on the back of the palate,
It's
on the
not
back in the back of your mouth.
Not as juicy as the Stone IPA.
Yeah, and it's not as juicy as a normal like hazy IPA would be.
It smells quite nice though. Are you getting a coffee smell on that?
A little tiny bit. I'm assuming that it's going to come through in the mouth a little bit better.
Yeah, I got more than just a sniff on my nose. I got a little beer foam on my nose.
A little bit of beer foam on my nose.
I took a little dip. And the water's cold.
I'm gonna pre-rate this one as 3.75 before I try it on Untapped.
I think that's
I'm just guessing that's what it's going to be. I might have to move it up to a 4 depending on how it tastes, though.
Pretty fair rating. What do you say we go ahead and give this a cheer and give this a try?
Yeah.
As we always say on American Brews and Tunes, down the
gargoyle hatch.
Gargoyle.
Go down into the gargoyle slot in my heart.
The depths of the gargoyles. Reminds me of the TV show Gargoyles. But that's for another podcast. Time to drink. I feel like it's a little bit of a flavor journey throughout that tasting process.
Yeah, I'm still kind of processing it right now.
Yeah. I think it was a little bit more on the pungent hop side at first.
You get a lot of good notes in there.
Yeah, it kind of went through waves of tasting the hops.
Yeah,
I thought the hops were going to go away and I was going to be like, here's the coffee, but no, the hops kind of came back.
I think that's a good way to describe the taste of this beer. Like it starts off, if like hops are on the top and coffee's on the bottom, it kind of wavers between them like a sine wave or whatever. Like between them
like
and
the
before kind of like coming together at the end.
I definitely can get light coffee notes. I don't think the coffee is very
It's not overpowering.
upfront, but it's definitely there.
It definitely takes a back seat in this beer, but it's not like it's not an annoying backseat driver. It's the type of driver that just gives you helpful instructions. Like oh hey, you don't want to miss this turn up here.
Oh, this lane ends in a little bit.
Oh, you don't drive here very often. This lane's going to end. You want to get over.
Oh, we're in Europe. Don't drive this way.
But on first taste, I'm going to go in for another sip and see if I get the same experience.
Yeah, you do that. I quite like this. I think I don't know. It's kind of that aggressive hoppiness from Stone, but different from what the Stone IPA would be. In a way, definitely a Stone beer is what I'm
for sure. Yeah, it definitely starts off with like that kind of creamier hop, and then mellows out into like this, not really like really bitter coffee flavor, but you can tell that it's coffee.
Yeah,
like it's almost like a light roast rather than like a dark roast.
It's definitely not that dark roast bitterness.
Yeah,
you'd want from a espresso stout.
Then both flavors kind of come together and meet in the middle and kind of homogenize
They shake
on
hands
the
with each
pallet.
other and say, let's
They shake
walk
hands
this
and
path together.
They shake hands and they're like, you know what? We need to sit down and watch Gargoyles, the movie.
Gargoyles.
Or a TV show.
It's definitely a TV show.
Okay.
There might have been a movie at later days. I don't know. I loved that show back in the day. Gargoyles.
I've never heard of it.
Anyways, as we continue on the podcast like we always do, if the beer flavor profile changes to us as it warms up, which sometimes happens,
It might.
we'll let you know. Otherwise, let's dive into concerts.
Sounds good.
I have 3 top concerts and 3 honorable mentions.
Okay,
I think Jesse's got a top 5.
I just wrote down some concerts. Yeah. There's definitely one that is my favorite that I've ever been to, though.
Me too.
And I feel like I've probably already told you about it.
I think I have an idea of what it is.
Yeah. Is that where we're going to start? Or are we just going to talk in general, like at the bottom?
We'll just start at the bottom. But
Okay.
I guess a good reason why we're focusing on concerts is because, one, we love concerts.
Yeah.
There's a very, very different experience from listening to music as opposed to going to a concert.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even a different experience between listening to a live concert record and going to a concert.
Yeah, 100%.
There's even a difference between watching a live stream concert, which is a little more familiar now than going to a concert.
Yeah, no. So I actually haven't done that yet.
I've done a couple. It's better than nothing.
Always,
but
yeah,
it's
I guess
weird.
it seems like it'd be too weird for me.
Yeah, it's still fun, but it's not the same.
But yeah, no, there definitely is. Like,
There's an energy to the experience of going to a live music concert.
yeah, like someone asked me recently, like why, like I don't understand why you go to concerts. Like they're the best, like the best version of their music is on an album already.
That's what Kevin Smith says. He's like, I can hear the music perfectly online. Why do I want to go hear it super loud, played not as good?
And then, like you said, there is like a certain energy there because like people who are there and like down in the mosh, like if you're at like a maybe 500 person concert or something like that, which is generally what we go to around here in Nashville.
You get an energy from the concert goers.
Yeah, there's like you're all there for the same reason. You're all there to see like the headlining band.
You're sharing an experience with your friends or whoever you actually went with.
Yeah,
singing along.
It is kind of weird. Like there is a certain energy that is created when everybody's there for the same reason.
It's cool to see
like
a
rock
band
out.
in their element too.
True.
And you see the band at their rawest. I mean,
Yeah.
if they can't play, you'll know. If they can play, you'll find out.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
I've seen shows where bands were not good live, and it's like, ooh.
It's like,
I've seen bands where they were pretty decent live. Some people may be like, ooh, but they play with like an energy and a passion where you don't care. It's just, it's awesome. It's a very different experience. Maybe it's not for everybody, but apparently it's for a lot of people because the concert industry is a big one.
And I mean,
and 2020 is putting a hurt on live music.
Yeah, putting a big hurt on live music.
Yeah. So it's shut down for now. I'm hoping that things get...
I'm hoping, but I mean, right.
There's some news about vaccines. That sounds promising.
Yeah, let's hope.
But I'm not going to get my hopes up till we see results. But
not going to hold my breath.
But instead of going to concerts, we'll just reminisce about them here on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to start with my number 3 favorite concert.
Okay.
This was Paul McCartney in Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
2019.
Nice.
I have technically had other opportunities to see Paul McCartney. He's done other tours that I would have been able to see, but like I was in high school or I was in college and I didn't have money to pay for, like, I could go see a concert for like $15 to $20. I can't spend like $50, $60, $70 on concert tickets.
Yeah, for sure.
So this was the first time where he was doing a tour, and maybe it was his last one. I don't know. But I was finally able to drop a pretty penny on tickets and go see him.
Yeah.
And it was well worth it.
Nice.
They opened the show with A Hard Day's Night.
Oh, really?
Like, you know that weird chord?
Yeah.
I don't know what that chord is. I think it's several chords played together. But they opened the show with that.
With that chord, though.
And it was awesome. He played, obviously solo stuff and Wing stuff, but I was mainly there for the Beatles stuff.
Yeah.
He played pretty much every hit you could expect from Blackbird to
nice.
Let It Be. He did a lot of deep cuts. Random one he did was Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite.
Really?
Yeah, this is John's song.
That's pretty cool.
But it was really cool he played that. He did a cool like acoustic version of I Just Seen a Face.
Nice.
Great with the harmonies.
Yeah.
Jungle Rhubarb does it better, but we'll let it slide.
We'll let it slide.
Almost teared up a little bit on "Hey Jude."
Yeah.
When he gets all the crowd singing the na na
Oh,
na
yeah,
na.
for sure.
It's just off because he's like, now all the fellas, now all the ladies,
All the ladies now.
now this half of the room. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah, for sure.
If he tours again, sure, I'll go see him, but that might have been my one and only chance. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that maybe he'll tour again.
I hope. He's old.
Maybe. He is getting up there, isn't he?
You could hear that he was aged in his voice, but he
Really?
still sounded good.
Yeah.
Still played that classic bass. I don't know what that bass is called.
It's an Epiphone bass.
Yeah, but if you have ever seen Paul McCartney holding a bass guitar, that's the one.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yep,
though.
it's that Epiphone. One of my lower rated ones was when we were in college and we went to see Switchfoot at, I think it was Mr. Small's.
Nope. This was at the Ches Arena in
Ches
Cheswick.
Arena, right. Ches
The
Arena.
old shut down
Wasn't it like a roller rink?
roller rink that they converted into a concert
Yeah.
venue. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool because in college that was like one of the first shows that we went to together, and we went with Travis
and Jake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was one of those times where you come out of it and you're like, they sound really good live, like even better than on the record.
Yeah. That reinvigorated my love of Switchfoot because
Yeah.
I jumped off of the Switchfoot bandwagon. Well, not bandwagon, but off of the Switchfoot train after Nothing Is Sound because I couldn't. I was salty about not being able to put on my computer, so I just didn't listen to them.
Yeah.
And then we were in freshman year of college. And you're like, Switchfoot's coming to town. They're my favorite band. Any interest? And I was like,
Yeah.
sure, why not? So we all it was pretty affordable. We got tickets.
Yeah, I think it was
It was the Hello Hurricane tour.
Yeah, Hello Hurricane tour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was 2000. It must have been 2011.
That was 2010.
That was 2010.
That was 2010.
Was that in the fall?
Yep.
Of freshman year.
Yep.
Cool.
And I didn't know Hello Hurricane.
Yeah.
But I came out of that show and I was like, that was so good.
Yeah.
Because I'd never actually seen them before in general.
Yeah. And there have been multiple other times where I've seen them, and each time they play just super well. Like recently, I guess a couple of years ago, they were at the Ryman with Reliant K.
That was a good show.
Which, yeah, it was awesome. And they sounded great then as well.
Every live show I've seen them done has been fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll move on to my number 2
All right.
favorite. And this is technically a festival, but it is the Pumpkin Drublick Festival.
Oh, yeah, you did get to go to that. I never got to.
I saw that in Richmond, Virginia in 2018.
Yeah, that would have been really cool to go see.
Yeah, so it was like a hybrid festival. It was half craft beer fest and half concert, like punk rock festival.
Yeah.
And Stone even did a collaboration with NoFX. It was a hoppy lager that they called the Pumpkin Drublick. For all of you who don't know, Pumpkin Drublick is NoFX's breakthrough record. And it was just a really cool experience. Got to try a bunch of beers that I normally don't get to try because it was all kind of regional stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was just such a good band lineup. There was maybe like 6 or 7 bands that played. The Interrupters were one of the openers. I had seen them live before, but it was just great to see them again.
Yeah.
Bad Religion came out and they played Suffer from front to back.
That's awesome.
It was the 30th. This is 30th anniversary of
30th
Suffer.
Oh wow, yeah, that would have been really cool to see.
So that was cool, and they probably did half a dozen other songs too, just because. And NoFX closed the show.
Nice,
really really cool. And I like if you ever see Fat Mike on social media or in interviews, he just always kind of like seems like he's just there.
Yeah,
but when you see him in concert, that's when you see him like
he's like
impassioned.
super engaged.
Yeah, it's cool to see him like really energized and doing what he likes to do.
Well, yeah, I think like he's said in like interviews or something, or I think it was maybe in the Backstage Passport movie series that they did, where he was like, if I'm not having fun playing a show, like I'm not gonna play.
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna continue playing. So like if he's playing a show, and it means he's having a good time. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah, you've never seen NoFX live, right?
I've never seen NoFX, but you saying that reminded me of the time that we saw Bad Religion in Nashville. Wasn't that at the Cannery?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the first time I've seen them, and that was awesome.
So good live.
Yeah, they're super tight live. And Greg Graffin acted like I figured he would act on stage.
It's no more jokes than you'd expect him to, though.
Because like he's like a professor, like a philosopher.
Yeah,
and
he's
like,
got his doctorate also.
Yeah, just like his movements. I was like, He seems like a professor.
Yeah, well, he
But
did. He
was good,
had
though.
the same stage moves since like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
It's goofy.
It's funny.
What's your next show?
Pretty much any shows that we go to of the Menzingers.
Fair enough.
Like we've seen them quite a few times at the Basement East in Nashville. They always put on a killer show. Always a lot of energy.
Always a good crowd draw too. It's never been like sparse attendances. Like
yeah, definitely.
Sometimes the Nashville punk or alternative or rock scene can be a little iffy, and you never. I've been to shows where not very many people came to bands where I know if I saw them in Pittsburgh, it would be a packed
there would be
show.
way more people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like the Menzingers always draw that many people here in Nashville. So like seeing them anytime in Nashville. Whenever we got to see Pears at the end, that was awesome. Who did they open up for? Some band that I know their greatest hits on.
They opened up for the guy who Scott Wade used to sing for, and I'm drawing a blank on the name of that band. Doesn't matter.
I can't remember either because we went there to see Pears.
Yeah,
but so
sorry,
that was,
other band.
Yeah. So that was really cool, like to see them because I had never seen them live before, and over the past couple of years, I've really gotten into their music. And then to bring it back to Pittsburgh, whenever we went to the Smiling Moose to see the Swellers, and I believe it was the show that they were.
Swellers twice at the Smiling Moose.
I believe it was the show where they were opening for I Am the Avalanche.
Oh yeah,
that was a really good show.
That was such a good show.
Yeah. Because was that the show where we met them or met two of them down in the bar? Or was that the second show?
I think that was the second show.
Yeah.
That when we met two of them at the bar, that was when they were headlining because we talked to them afterwards.
Right. I mean, both shows were good.
Yeah. Oh, the Swellers. I forgot about them. They might have made my list if I thought about that.
And then the show that we went to in Ohio, right?
In a basement of a bowling alley.
Yeah, basement of a bowling alley.
Cleveland.
And they covered that one
Coffee
Descendants
Mug
song
by the Descendants.
Yeah.
Mug.
Mug. That was a fantastic show too, and
so good.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna list my 3 honorable mentions real quick.
All right.
No particular order. Paul Simon, I saw him on his final tour. Like he stopped touring after his longtime guitarist died. He's like, I've toured a lot. I'm old. I'm tired. I'm not gonna. I'll still play shows from time to time, but I'm not doing any of these full tours anymore.
Yeah, that would definitely be up top if I saw him too.
I saw him. It was 2018. It was just so good all around. I don't know. Just Paul Simon sounds fantastic still. Yeah. His voice sounds older, but it's strong. It's definitely him.
Yeah.
Next would be Brian Wilson. I saw him on the Pet Sounds tour.
Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about that.
At the Ryman in Nashville, and that was 2016. He does not sound as good as Paul Simon sounds.
Really?
He did a lot of drugs in his day, and it definitely took a toll. He can't hit those high notes like he used to.
Right.
But Al Jardine, who's also in the Beach Boys, his son plays in his touring band. He hits those high notes really well.
Oh, really? Nice.
But it was cool to see him play Pet Sounds. They pretty much did 2 sets. The concert was in like 3 parts. They came out, played a bunch of hits. Then they played Pet Sounds front to back, took a break, and then came out and played a ton of other hits.
Yeah.
Really, really cool show. And my last honorable mention would be the Dropkick Murphys. I saw them on St. Patrick's Day, 2009.
In Boston, right?
In Boston, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I've seen the Dropkick Murphys a ton of times.
Wasn't the venue by Fenway?
Yeah, it was the House of Blues in Boston.
Yeah.
Right across the street from Fenway.
Yeah, I remember... Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
It was awesome. A very different energy than any other Dropkick Murphys show I've been to.
Yeah, the only time I've seen them was when they were here in Nashville.
Yeah. You got a taste of that because the whole crowd, like, it's very, I don't know, community feel.
Yeah, they have like a general like group of people that always comes to the shows.
Yeah, it's just everyone's just really, I don't know. Everyone loves each other at their
really
shows.
Energized and really into it there.
Very, very fun shows.
That was at Marathon Music Works, right? Mm-hmm. That was the day after I moved here.
Yep.
In 2016.
Because we were trying to find a ticket for your brother.
Yeah, and we couldn't find a ticket for my brother, yeah. Poor Justin.
Yeah. Right.
But then also, speaking of Boston, brings me to one of my other favorite concerts, is when we went to Boston to see Frank Turner.
That was a good show.
In that stadium.
Whatever that arena, it was his
very
an
first arena,
United States arena show.
Yeah, and he played with Will Varley there.
Yeah,
and Will Varley did that thing where he ran all the way to the back to get a shot of whiskey.
Yeah, we
or something.
I think we kind of knew of Will Varley, but at least myself, I really didn't know any songs he did.
Maybe that was the time when I was like, oh, Will Volley's pretty good.
Yeah, because
That might have been when I started checking him out.
Same here, because I loved his show, and afterwards he was selling merch. I was like, what's that song you have about kings?
Oh, yeah.
He was drunk when he was selling his merch.
Yeah,
also, it was so
King
funny.
for a king.
He's like, it's this one. Want me to sign your CD? I was like, sure.
Yeah, he was having a really good time that night.
That was a good Frank Turner show, though.
It was, yeah.
Really good.
And I mean, pretty much any time that we see Frank Turner, it's good.
He always puts in 110%.
Like, yeah, we've seen him in Knoxville. We've seen him in...
not Memphis.
No, not
Louisville.
Memphis. Louisville, yep.
And then, of course, Nashville.
And Nashville, yep.
Great.
And Boston. Man.
Great shows.
Gotta get back to Boston sometime. It's such a cool city.
Boston's an awesome city.
Yeah.
It really is.
I really like it.
On to my very favorite concert. Any guesses?
Let me take a guess at the band. 3 Doors Down.
Well, no. If I had it my way, top slots and all honorable mentions would be Blink-182 shows.
Yeah.
Since I had to at least give this rule to myself where I wasn't going to do duplicate bands,
Yeah.
I had to limit it to just one Blink-182 show.
So you did choose just one show.
It was the one that we saw
Okay.
in Nashville.
Nice.
Mainly because it was in the pit.
We got to go really close.
Yeah, every time I see them, it's in amphitheaters. And pit tickets are usually a little steeper than...
They weren't too bad there, though.
They weren't too
That was
bad.
at Ascend, right?
Yeah, which is surprising. I thought they probably should have been more because that's a small amphitheater in Nashville.
True.
But being in the pit was a very, very, very cool experience. We were not the first row, but we were one row back. So
Yeah.
there was one row of people in front of us, which, I mean, we were there.
Was
The
that
band
seating? Was that seating?
in the pit?
No, that's not seating. I was
No.
there, right?
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. There was just one.
Oh yeah, because
Group
they
of
have
people
like
between
the
us and the
pit.
barrier.
They have like the pit, and then behind is seating.
Yeah,
Right, and then
Yeah.
back is the green where it's
Yep.
like
yeah.
You
But
can
being
sit
in the
on the
pit
grass.
was awesome.
yeah, it was really cool. I remember that show.
We were so close to the
That
point
was a good time.
where they could have looked down at us.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did at some point. I don't know.
is that? Yeah, that's when Matt Skiba was in it already.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never
mean-
seen Tom DeLonge play.
It was the California tour, so it's not my favorite of their tours, like set list wise.
Yeah.
And I've seen them with Tom, and I've seen better set lists with Tom.
Yeah,
But just being in the pit makes you feel more engaged with the show.
definitely.
It's fun to see when you're in a seat, but it's a little removed. It's like watching a movie versus being an extra in the movie.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
To
Yeah,
that point,
I get it. Yeah,
I could see them like so clear.
yeah, like super up close. Yeah.
I caught a guitar pick at one point.
Oh yeah, they did throw out a bunch of guitar picks.
Awesome. They played M&M's, which I'd never heard them play before. It was fast. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Just a really, really cool show.
yeah,
I'm going to see them again.
100%.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, hopefully they come back to Nashville at some point.
I'm sure they will whenever the touring's a thing again.
It'd be cool if they played at like a smaller venue in Nashville.
I would love that. I
That'd
really
be
would.
insanely cool.
Yeah. 'Cause for a while they did a small club tour, but it was just like maybe like a half a dozen cities.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw that one band. What some 41?
Some 41, they played that small show in Nashville.
they played at the Basement East.
Yeah,
we
because
saw
they're
them
used to
there.
playing big venues.
Yeah, huge venues.
No, that sold out in like a day.
Yeah.
That was cool.
My top concert. I've definitely already told you about this before.
If I had to guess, I would say it's you two at that football field.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you had good tickets for that one.
Yeah, and in 2011, I actually looked back at my Facebook, which I never go on, because I knew that it was my profile picture at one point. It was at TFC Bank Stadium, which is where the Minnesota Gophers play.
At what bank stadium?
TFC Bank.
What does that mean?
It's a bank in Minnesota.
That
Twin Cities.
the flippin' cool bank?
Yeah. So it was at TFC Bank Stadium. It was probably like 60,000 people in the stadium, and it was on their 360 tour. So that was the tour where they had like that weird spider looking stage.
Yep.
Where there was like one circle in the middle, which is like where the band was, and then there was a ring of crowd, which is where I was, and then there was another ring of stage which they could like walk out on, and then it was all the people like on the football field and everybody in the stands.
That's dope.
And this is where it's kind of a similar situation that you were talking about before, where like you get like this energy or like this almost like spiritual feeling at a concert where like everybody's there enjoying it and like really getting into it.
And your tickets were
My tickets were right by the center stage.
on the field.
On the field, right in the center ring.
Yeah. And the whole stadium was
Packed.
So there were people up in seats, and I've been to stadium shows. They're cool, but when you're in like a seat all the way up,
Yeah.
it's a show from a distance almost.
Yeah, I think that each ticket was $120.
It's a pretty penny, but
But I was like, whenever I was talking to my mom about it, I was like, Mom, this is probably the only time I'm ever going to see U2.
It's true.
And I haven't had a chance to see him yet or since.
They came to Nashville and played at the Bridgestone, but the cheap, when I say cheap, I mean $50 tickets sold out quick.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just a really, really cool show. And part of the way through the show, it started pouring rain too. And like, I was like, oh no, they're not going to like keep playing. And they did. They just like put like rain guards around like the Edge's entire huge system that he has.
Yeah.
And like they would like walk out
system.
in the rain and like Bono, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Bono, at least his voice.
I am too.
And
him in general. He seems like a good guy.
Yeah. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I'm a big fan of U2.
I think people just don't like people who are successful.
Maybe.
He also, he hasn't, I could see how people could perceive him as pretentious.
Yeah, definitely.
Easily.
I just also really like his music. I love the Edge's guitar style.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was like one of those shows where like you come out of it and you just like feel really good. Like you feel more alive.
That's a pretty famous tour because it
was
in order to set up
really
the stage,
expensive.
they have to like send out crews like almost a week in advance.
Yeah, there were like
the
at least like 18 semi trucks carrying the stage. Or something like that.
And I can't remember. I might be making this up, but I feel like you can find a time lapse video of them building the stage.
You probably
online.
can. Yeah, I would assume so. But
I might be making that up, but check it out if you.
But yeah, that was definitely my favorite show, just because it's just one of those shows where you just feel good.
Yeah.
Like during it and after. There was one couple before the show started that I think they were doing drugs and they didn't have enough water. And they passed out.
Oh no!
And had to get like taken out off the field.
Well, they were waste of money.
Definitely. But anyway, yeah. Just in general,
concerts are awesome.
Yeah,
I really miss them.
I love concerts. I mean, there were so many.
This year
concerts.
was staged to be a really packed like calendar of great shows.
Yeah, it was going to be great.
Yeah, I'm really bummed out. Like. Homeless Gospel Choir, Lagwagon, Anti-Flag.
Right. Yeah.
There's so many good shows that were coming through town.
I forgot that Lagwagon was coming to Nashville.
Yeah. I was supposed to see Haley Williams doing her tour, and that got everything got postponed or canceled. The Anti-Flag show that I was supposed to see in March originally got postponed until December of this year. Clearly, that's not going to happen.
Not anymore.
It got postponed to November of 2021.
Oh, really?
So it might still happen.
Maybe.
I've got a year to find out.
Oh, jeez, man.
I'll see them again. Last time I saw them, they were opening up. It was a really good show. It was them, AFI, and Rise Against. Really good lineup.
Wow.
And since Anti-Flag was the opener, they were like selling their own merch.
Oh, really?
And this was like 2 years.
They were the opener?
Yeah, this was like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Versus AFI and Rise Against, which are much bigger bands. But Anti-Flag does a lot of their own headlining shows, so it was weird to see them opening.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And they were like on the side selling their own merch. So I went over and I was like talking to them. I was like, I'm from Pittsburgh, you guys. Yins are awesome.
Yins are awesome.
And they were super nice guys.
Yeah, cool.
Because I've seen them in Pittsburgh plenty of times where they're headlining and you can't really hang around and talk to them. They're
definitely
packed shows.
Definitely.
Always cool to do.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts on this beer now that it's warmed up a little bit?
I mean, it's still really good. I feel like the coffee comes through a bit more now.
I think so. And I'm getting a little bit more of a sweeter taste. I don't know if you're picking up on any more sweetness to the beer.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe balancing out the hops, but it's
otherwise,
quite tasty.
I mean, it's fantastic. Yeah. It's really
I like
good.
it a lot.
Good job, Stone in Modern Times.
Stone is always good. Modern Times is always good. I had no doubt in my mind this was going to be great.
Yeah, I've never had a bad beer from either brewery. So
same.
This is also a banger.
Yeah. Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to episodes coming up. I don't know if we're going to have our regular episode or another one-off or another freeform next.
Who knows? Yeah, we might just chat about something else. Maybe just chat about a band, chat about music, chat about our lives. Who knows?
I've got a couple of busy weekends coming up, so we're just going to fit something in at some point.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be out of town this weekend as well. So
we'll see how it goes.
We will. We'll just have to wait and see. If you have any suggestions about things you want to hear us talk about. Let us know.
If you want to have an album you want us to review, we will literally review anything you recommend.
Anything you recommend. You want to recommend a country album to make us die inside? Go for it.
Maybe we'll
Maybe we'd
come
like
to
it,
live
though.
inside, truly.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll have a rebirth. I don't know. If you want to give us constructive criticism, hate comments, praise, or you just want to say hi, reach out to us. You can hit us up anywhere on any of the social medias at American Brews and Tunes.
Yep.
Send us an email at americanbrewsandtunes@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or if you're one of the 4 or 5 people that listen to us, you probably have our phone numbers. So you can text us. Bobbert.
I think more than 5 people listen.
We got to review Bobbert's. I think he recommended a Gorillas in a different album.
He did recommend an album a while ago.
We'll get to his. Anyways, let's finish this beer, shall we?
Yeah, we shall.
As we always say on American Brews and Tunes. Coffee Hatch. That is a good beer.
That is so good.
I'm fairly happy with that.
Very tasty.
Once again, my name is Stephen Johnston.
And my name is Jesse Titus.
And this is American Brews and Tunes.
See you guys later.
You know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews and Tunes. Shibbity